Let's take another problem of engineering mechanics, which is asked in GATE examination for AME 2006. So the problem is that here the particle A is in under equilibrium with the applied force that is shown in figure, that is TAB and TAC, and which is making an angle 30 degree and 60 degree with the horizontal. And now we are interested in find value of TAB and TAC. So I will just repeat the question which is asked in GATE AME 2006. The A particle, the weight of this is 600 Newton, which is in equilibrium under the action of this force TAB, TAC and 600 Newton. So now we are interested in the value of TAB and TAC. So if we see the figure, then there are three coplanar concurrent forces are acting on a body, and we know if three coplanar concurrent forces are acting on a body and the body is in equilibrium, so we can apply Lami's theorem. So in that case, we can apply Lami's theorem. So for applying Lami's theorem, we want to know the angle between the two forces. So this is 90. So this total angle will be 120 degree. Here this is again 90. So this total angle will be 150. And this angle is 60. This angle is 30. So this angle will be 90 degree. So we know the angle between the two forces, with angle between the any two forces. So now we can easily apply the Lebesgue theorem. According to the Lebesgue theorem, we can write TAB divided by sine of the angle between opposite two forces, that is sine 120 degree, equals to TAC divided by sine of the angle between opposite two forces, that is nothing but sine 150 degree, and W divided by W means 600 divided by sine of the angle between opposite two forces, that is sine 90 degree. So now we can equate these two equations, that is TAB equals to 600 divided by sine 90 into sine 120 degree. And if we further solve it, sine 600, value of sine 90 is 1 and value of sine 120 degree is nothing but 0.87. So TAB will be 600 into 0.87, and if we multiply 600 into 0.87, then we will get 552 Newton. Similarly, if we consider these two equations, then we can get value AC, it is 600 divided by sine 90 into sine 150 degree. So 600 sine 90 is 1 and sine 150 degree is 0.5. So we are having the value of 300 Newton. So by this way, we can easily find out the value of TAB and TAC. So correct answer will be TAB 522 and TAC 300 Newton. Now let's take an example of engineering mechanics question which is asked in GATE AME 2005. So in the problem, there is a table on which the two blocks of mass 1 kg are resting on each other. So these two blocks, suppose this one is A and B. The mass of each block is 1 kg, and the coefficient of friction between any two contacting surface is 0.2. So mu equals to 0.2 for all, mu equals to 0.3 for all contacting surface, and if horizontal force is applied on the lower block, that is B. Now we have to find out find minimum value of f for which slip occurs between the two blocks. So again I will repeat this question which is asked in GATE 2005. There are two blocks A and B which is resting on a table, and the mass of each block is 1 kg and the coefficient of friction between any two contacting surfaces are 0.3. Now we have to find out minimum value of P, or minimum value of F, for which C occurs between the two blocks. So in this problem, the problem is based on limiting equilibrium. It means the problem based on equilibrium. So we can solve with the help of conditions of equilibrium. But for solving the problems for equilibrium, first of all, we have to draw the free body diagram. So first of all, draw the free body diagram of block B. So for block B, there is a weight of the block B, that is we can say that WB. Here the reaction from the table, that will be suppose RB, and this A and B are in contact, so there will be reaction from RA towards B, that will be RA. Here we are applying the force F, so there will be a frictional force which is act opposite to the direction of motion. So here we are having the reaction RB, so we are having mu RB, and here we are having the reaction RA, so we are having mu RA. This is the frictional force. So now I am again describing the free body diagram of block B. In block B, the weight of the block B will act in the downward direction. This block is in contact with the table, so there will be a reaction that is called RB. This A and B are in contact here, so there will be reaction RA, and this F is acting in that direction, so obviously the frictional force at the contacting surface will act in opposite direction. Here we are having reaction RA, so that is mu RA. Here we are having the reaction RB, so we are having mu RB. So this is the free body diagram for B. Similarly, we can draw the free body diagram of block A. In block A, obviously the weight of the block A will act in the downward direction. A and B are in contact, so basically there will be a reaction from B. It is nothing but whatever we are having earlier, that is RA, because by Newton's third law there will be equal and opposite reaction. For B, the RA is like that. For A, so RA will be in upward direction. So we have considered this WA and the reaction, and now we will consider the frictional force. We have to consider the frictional force also in that case. So frictional force in the case of mu RA, for the A block, we have to consider the frictional force also. And if you see the frictional force in case of RB at the same contact surface, we are representing here like mu RA, and here we will represent here. I am again repeating this thing. In case of block A, we have to represent the direction of the frictional force. So by considering this thing, for B, the direction of frictional force at the same surface is in this direction, that is mu RA. So here obviously it will be in that direction, that is mu RA. So this one will be the desired frictional force in case of this block, that is mu RA. Now we can apply the conditions of equilibrium for block A. So for block A, we are having algebraic summation of all vertical forces or along y direction will be 0. So if you see our coordinate axis, it is nothing but x and y. So by this way, we can easily write down the equation for this equilibrium, that is algebraic summation of all vertical forces should be 0. So we can write plus Ra because it is in upward direction minus Wa equals to 0. So Ra will be Wa in that case. So Ra will be 1 into 9.81. So we can write 9.81 Newton. Now we can apply the condition number 1, that is algebraic summation of all vertical forces should be 0. So here we can write plus Rb minus Ra minus W equals to 0. So Rb here will be Ra plus Wb, and we know the value of Ra, it is 9.81, plus similarly the weight of B, that is 1 kg is mass, so 9.81. So Rb will be 9.81 plus 9.81, it will be 19.62. So the value of Rb will be 19.62. Similarly, if we apply the condition number 2, that is algebraic summation of all horizontal forces should be 0, means in along x direction. So we can write plus F minus mu Ra minus mu Rb equals to 0. So F will be mu Ra plus Rb. So we know the value of mu, that is nothing but 0.3. We know the value of Ra, that is 9.81, and Rb is 19.62. And if we add 9.81 with 19.62, we will get 29.43, and if we multiply 29.43 with 0.3, we will get 8.829, or we will get nearly 8.83 Newton. So the correct answer for this problem will be 8.83 Newton. Now let's take an example of engineering mechanics problem which is asked in GATE AME 2004. It's a very interesting problem. Here we are having a pin jointed creeper as shown in figure. Whatever I am drawing, that is a pin jointed creeper. This one is the pin jointed creeper here. And in this creeper we are gripping the mass 2000 Newton, and I am showing two line of action, that is x-axis, which is the line of action of the input force. We are giving the input force F. Here also we are giving the input force F. And the YY is the line of action of the gripping force. Line of action of the gripping force. In the pin joint, we are assuming it's a frictionless, means we are not interested in considering the frictional force, and the distances are given from this pin, that is pin, and this distance is 300 mm. So now we are interested in force F. Find F, means we are interested in the value of F. I would like to again repeat this question. We are having a pin jointed gripper here. With the help of this gripper, we are holding this mass of 2000 Newton, and we are applying force here with the hand. That is the line of action of the force applied on it. And this one is the pin, and from pin to the CG, or this line of action of this force, is 150 mm, and this one is 300 mm. So now we have to find out the value of F. If you see the diagram, then we can easily say that the system is in equilibrium, so we can easily apply the conditions of equilibrium. So before solving the numerical On the basis of conditions of equilibrium, we have to draw the free body diagram. So let's draw the free body diagram of weight 2000 Newton. So the free body diagram for weight 2000 Newton. Here the weight of the block is 2000 Newton, is acting in a vertically downward direction. And here if you see, there are two contacting surfaces are there. So there will be a frictional force here, but we are assuming that there is no frictional force. That the pin joint is frictionless, but here on these surfaces there is a friction, and let's assume the coefficient of friction is 0.1. So here we have to show this surface friction force and this surface the frictional force, and this frictional force is nothing but it is mu r and mu r. Why we are taking this mu r and mu r? Because there will be a due to the symmetry we can say that the load distribution will be same. So that's why we are saying this thing is a mu r mu r. The reaction that is from surfaces towards the body, that will be r, and this one will be the, because this block is in equilibrium in that direction, in the horizontal direction. So both the reactions will be equals R and R. That's why we are taking the frictional force mu R, mu R. Now applying the conditions of equilibrium here, we will apply the conditions of equilibrium, that is algebraic summation of all the vertical forces should be 0. So in vertical direction we are having plus mu R minus 2000 equals to 0. So that will be 2 mu r equals to 2000, and we are having r equals to 2000 divided by 2 mu. So r will be 2000 2 into 0.1, and if we calculate 2000 divided by 2 into 0.1, we will get 10,000 meter. So reaction at these surfaces will be 10,000 Newton. Now we are interested in free body diagram of one link. We can either draw the free body diagram for this link. Let's draw the free body diagram for this link. So now we are having this kind of link, and here we are applying the force F, and this surface, now we have to draw the free body diagram. In that case, we applied R in that direction. So obviously by Newton's third law of motion, here the frictional, here the reaction will be opposite to the reaction which is in that direction. So the direction for this reaction by Newton's third law of motion will be like that. And if you see here, there is a hinge. So this distance will be 150 mm, and this distance we are having, that is 300. So now if we consider the frictional force here, so the direction of this frictional force will be in that direction, that will be mu. And if you see the distance between hinge to this, it is very negligible. So moment caused by this thing will be very negligible. Now we can directly apply the condition number 3, that is algebraic summation of moments of all the force above O should be 0. So by this way we can see directly moment due to F at point O will be F into 300, so F into 300, that is in anti-clockwise direction. So according to our sign convention, anti-clockwise is negative and clockwise is positive. So minus Similarly, for this R, moment due to R into 150, it is in clockwise direction, so positive. Now we are interested in value of F, so it will be R into 150 divided by 300, and we have already calculated the value of R, that is 10,000 into 150 divided by 300, and if you calculate it, then it will come around 5000 Newton. So the correct answer for this problem will be the 5000 Newton. Now let's take another problem of engineering mechanics, which is asked in GATE ME 2001. So I am just drawing the figure for this problem. So there is a surface, we can say that it is a smooth surface, and there are two blocks of equal mass, that is first block, and this one is the second block. This is first one and this one is second one, and we are applying the force P as shown in figure. The mass of the blocks are same. Mass of blocks are same. We can say that mass of the blocks same is like M. And all the contacting surfaces are smooth. Now we have to find out value of P to prevent sliding of body 2 on body 1. So we are interested in finding value of P such that body 2 will not slide on body 1. I will just repeat this question. There are two blocks 1 and 2. Both are having the same mass M, and we are applying the force P in a horizontal direction. And now we have to find out the value of P such that body 2 not will not slide on body 1. So it's a kind of equilibrium problem. So we have to draw the free body diagram for that, for solving it. First draw free body diagram of body 1. So let's first isolate the body 1 from the other body. This one is body 1. The weight of the body will act in a vertically downward direction, that is mg. We are applying the force P horizontally on body 1. Body 1 is in contact with the surface here, so there will be a reaction. We can say that it is R1, and it is also in contact with the body 2, so there will be a reaction R2. So these four forces are active on a body, and if you see this angle, that is 45 degree, here again it will be 45 degree. If you see this, it will be 45 degree. So if we apply the first equation, algebraic summation of all the horizontal forces here, then we are having R2 cos 45 minus P equals to 0. So R2 will be P upon cos 45 degree. So this is the value of R2 in terms of P. R2 will be P upon cos 45. Similarly, we can draw the free body diagram of body 2. So for body 2, we are having the weight of the body 2 which is acting vertically downward direction, and there will be a reaction, that is R2, because the same reaction will act at the same contacting surfaces, but direction will be different, because on the basis of Newton's third law of motion, every action is equal and opposite reaction. So this angle will be 45 degree. And now if we apply the equilibrium condition, that is algebraic summation of all vertical forces should be 0. So we can write R2 sine 45 minus mg equals to 0. In place of R2, we can write P by cos 45 into sin 45 equals to mg. So P will be mg. So correct answer for this problem will be P equals to mg. Now let's take another problem of engineering mechanics which is asked in GATE AIME 2000 in the year of 2000. There is a steel wheel of 600 mm dia. So a steel wheel of 600 mm dia rolls on a horizontal steel rail. This is a horizontal steel rail. Carries a load of 500 Newton. Carrying a load of 500 Newton. The coefficient of rolling resistance is given 0.3. The force in Newton necessary to roll the wheel along the rail. Now we have to find out the necessary force required to roll the wheel on the rail. I will again repeat this problem. There is a steel wheel of 600 mm dia which is having the weight of 500 Newton and the coefficient of rolling friction is 0.3. Now we have to find out the necessary force required to roll the wheel on the rail. So basically the force required should be equals to frictional force because we have to overcome the frictional force for rolling the wheel on the rail. So the force required will be frictional force. Basically the force required. And frictional force we know is nothing but mu r. And if we draw the free body diagram of wheel. So this is the free body diagram. Here the weight is acting here. It is 500 Newton and there will be reaction R. I am drawing the free body diagram representing only the forces in the y direction. So by sigma Fy equals to 0, we can write R equals to 500 here. So our force required, I will again mention you, I draw the free body diagram representing only the forces in the y direction because I just want to know the value of R. So by this equation, that is algebraic summation of all vertical forces should be 0. We can easily write R equals to 500 Newton. So force required will be mu R equals to 0.3 into 500. So it will be 150 Newton. So by this way we can easily calculate the force required to roll the wheel on the rail, that is 150 Newton. So correct answer will be 150 Newton.